How is it going, guys? Mutemo here, back again with another video. So guys, in today's tutorial I'll show you how to do frequency separation, do dodge and burn, and color grade in this amazing image right here. You can see we have these two models. One is light skin and the other one is dark skin. I will color grade each of them separately, but I'll do frequency separation the same time because they are all in the same frame and I'll use the same values to do frequency separation. So the first thing I need to do some blemish removal. So what I'll do, I'll zoom in my image, control plus or command plus in your Mac. So what you need to do, press this spot healing tool and then just let's remove the blemishes. I'll fast forward this process so that the video won't be long, and I'll see you back immediately after I'm done with the blemish removal. Now welcome back, guys. I'm just done with removing all the visible blemishes. So the next thing I need to do, I need to create the dodge frequency separation layer. So I need to Control J twice, and let's call this texture, and let's call this color. The method of frequency separation today, I'll be using the meridian method or the median method or the dodge. Okay, so the method for frequency separation today, I'll be using this filter, blur, then noise, then dust and scratches. That's the method I'll be using to do my frequency separation today. So I'll disable the texture layer, then select on the color layer, then go to filter. Then I'll select noise. Then I select dust and scratches. Then I need to specify one of my model, which one has the highest skin texture. And I think the lighter model has more textures on the forehead. So I'll zoom in. I'll increase this radius until I see all the blemishes disappear. And my focus is only on the image, not on this dialog box right here. So I at 14, 15 is okay, and then I'll say let's give it a 15. Then that's okay. I say okay. Awesome. Then select on the texture layer, go to image, apply image, and then change the blending mode right here. Channel, select the texture layer or the color layer, select the color layer. Blending mode, select the subtract mode, and then change scale to offset of 128 and opacity of 100. Then say okay. Change the blending mode to linear light. Awesome. The next thing I need to do, I need to create a black and white so that I can see the highlights and the shadows are very nice. And then I'll just disable the black and white, select the texture layer, and then let's select the color layer and put all these two in a group. So Control G to put them in a group and call this frequency separation. Okay, now I'll enable the black and white and then zoom in. So I'll use two methods. I'll use the Lasso tool and the mixer brush tool. So where the mixer brush tool won't be cleaner, won't clean everything, I'll make sure I'll redo it with the Lasso tool. So let's start by brushing. I like rotating my image so that I can see them perfectly. Select the mixer brush tool and then just brush this area right here. Make sure you're working on the color layer. So this area right here, like that. Yeah, that looks nice. Remember, the essence of this is to remain with as much texture as possible, and the remaining blemishes, I remove them immediately after I'm done with frequency separation. Make sure the foreground color is white, but it really doesn't matter that much when you're doing frequency separation. So yeah. So you can disable the black and white so that you can see before and after. You can see how it's going. So let's continue. Rotate. To rotate, just press R in your keyboard and just rotate. So guys, I'll just fast forward this brushing method and see you as I get now to use the lasso tool. So awesome. So now guys, I'm done doing the brushing with my mixer brush. So the next thing I need to do, I need to pick my lasso tool, and the only place you need to draw using the lasso tool is the forehead, the cheekbones, the highlights, the contours on the cheekbones. That's the only area where you need to. You don't need to brush the other parts, or you don't need to blur the other parts of the body. So the next thing I do is just zoom in slightly, and then open my frequency separation group again, then just draw on the forehead. Feather your lasso tool to something like 22, then just redraw again. Then go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and remember the value you used with your dust and scratches. So multiply that by 2 to get 28. Do the same to this other side. This is the model. Go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. To redo the same, just zoom out slightly to see how much you have done. If you feel you have overdone, but I think it looks nice. But I feel I've overdone on the other model. Control Z to undo. Just let's work on this cheekbone right here, because I feel we overdid the blur on the forehead. So filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and let's reduce this to as low as possible. Guess that looks nice. Let's do this right here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I think that looks nice. Let's draw this one right here. filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Awesome. This other side right here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Anyway, so guys, so far I guess this looks nice. Now the next thing I need to do, I need to remove all the remaining blemishes on our model's skin. So I need to go to clone stamp, pick my clone stamp tool, and then just select on the texture layer, then press Alt, sample and paste, sample and paste. Do this to every big blemish you can see on your image, so that your image remains as clean as possible. Or press Alt to sample and paste. Sample and paste. Do this to every single part of your image where you feel the blur didn't work perfectly. But remember, the main reason we're doing this is we need to remain with as much texture on the skin as possible. We don't want our images to look overly retouched. Press Alt, sample and delete, sample and paste, sample and paste, sample and paste. Sorry, just Control to undo. Yes, we're doing good. Press Alt, sample and paste. Now, I guess this looks nice on my side. Sample and paste. Yes, it's looking nice. Sample and paste, sample, paste. Now I feel that's looking nice. The next thing I need to do now, I need to even the skin tone. You can see on this model's face, this one, the face doesn't look the same as the other parts of the skin, same as this model. But you can see the skin has some yellows. Let's delete this black and white. You can see some parts of the face, some parts of the face don't look the same as the other parts of the body. So what you need to do, you need first of all to correct the yellows on the model's skin. So we need to create a new merge layer. Control Shift Alt and E to create a sorry guys, I pressed S instead of E. Sorry. Control Shift Alt and E to create a new merge layer. So what we need to do, we need to Control J again. Control J. Now I need to correct the yellows on the face. So I'll go to U and saturation, and then I select yellows, but I just select master. So what I need to do, I just let's reduce the saturation, and just let's check right here. We see which color fits perfectly for the yellows. I don't want the yellow skin. Now that looks nice. So what I need to do, I need to zoom out slightly. Now that looks nice. So I just need to Control I to invert, and then pick my brush. Make sure the flow is something like 100%. Just paint on the face, and even on these other models' face. You can see now it's like we have removed all the yellows on our model's face. Now the next thing I need to do now, I need to sample colors on the face and paste them on the other parts of the body. So how I need to do that, I need to create another merge layer. Control Shift Alt and E. Okay, so Control J once. So I just need to go to new adjustment layer, then select gradient, then I'll select gradient map. And then what I need to do, I need to select, let's say select legacy gradient, then select photographic toning. and then select photographic toning, then say okay. That's okay. So I need to invert this, Control I to invert, and let's reduce this opacity to something like 20. Okay, so what I need to do, I right click here, then click here. You can see the darkest part, this is the shadows, the darkest part of your image. This is the midtones, the moderate parts of your image, and this the highlights, the brightest parts of your image. So let's start with our lightest model. So what we need to do, we need to select on the highlights. So select this right here, and then with your picker tool, select the lightest part of your model skin, and with this right here, select the midtones, the just moderate part from your model skin, and now with this right here, select the darkest part of your model's face. So I guess there, and that's okay. Then say okay, and let's change the blending mode right here to color. Awesome. Now that looks nice. What I need to do, I need to select my image. So select, go to select subject. This might take some time. Let's zoom out our image slightly, waiting for it to select. Okay, selected. Remember, we are only evening the left or the left side model. So what we need to do, just create a layer mask, and then press Alt in your keyboard or Option, then drag it up like that, and say replace layer mask. Yes, then enable it. You can see the skin texture or the skin color is on the overall image, on our dark model and on the our light model. So what we need to do, just let's create a mask. Let's create a mask where we can see the areas we don't want our tones to be, or our colors to be. So it's on the other model and on the hair and the eyes of our light models. So what we need to do, I've said what we need to do so much, so it's okay, we're doing good. Make sure the foreground color is black and just paint on the areas you don't want. The reason we're using the red mask is because we just need to see perfectly the areas we don't want our colors to be, or our tones to be. And that's, yes, that looks nice. This other part right here, like that, and that slightly, just slightly. You can feather it slightly. Make sure foreground color is white and just feather it slightly. Let's remove it on the mouth, and then just slash or bracket on your mark, and that looks nice. Now we need to even the skin tone on this other model, you can see. So what we need to do, control. So I'll just come here because I already have now this gradient. What I need to do, I just go here to my actions and then select evening skin tone, and then I'll just pick the highlights, and then I'll just pick the shadows. Instead of redoing the same process which I've done on this other model, I just went direct to my actions because I need to make this video as short as possible. So okay, and say okay. So what I need to do, I need to press, you can see this selection down here, press Alt in your keyboard and then drag it up like that, and then say yes. If you can see, we have colors even on the other side of the model. So guys, I find doing this, I'm thinking it's even recording when I'm doing this. So you can see we have colors on this other side of the image, right, on the left side model, and we need this to be on the right side model, the melanin model. So what we need to do, I need to create now the mask again, the red mask, and then pick my brush, foreground color black and opacity 100, flow 100, and just paint on this other side of the model and the hair. On this other side, on the left side model and on the hair to make sure you don't see any color on her, and also now on the eyes. Okay, perfectly nice, and boom, awesome. Now guys, you can see the face and the other parts of the body matches perfectly on both models, but I need to crop this once more. So what I need to do now, I need to just go to my to crop, and then let me push it up more because I don't want to see this outfit right here, and then say okay. Waiting for it to crop. It takes time. Now that's okay. The next thing I need to do, I need to now do dodge and burn. So I'll come here and select my global dodge and burn. Open my group and select the dodge. Pick my brush, normal brush. Make sure flow it's at something like 1 or 2. And let's dodge these highlights right here. We're doing the overall dodge and burn mostly. This highlight wasn't looking so nice, but you can see it's, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I like the photo, and it's really one of my favorite photos I've taken so far. So I like it. Looks nice. So I'm trying to highlight or contour. It's highlighting and contouring. That's what's called dodge and burn. Dodging is brightening the brightest parts, and burning is darkening the shadows. Okay, so I go back to my shadows and just increase the size and burn this area right here. Burn this area right here. This area right here. Yeah. Let's see. Before and after. Before and after. The next thing I need to do, I need to go to gradient map and select photographic toning, legacy gradient, then select photographic toning, then say okay. Let's change the blending mode on this one to soft light, and let's reduce the opacity to as low as possible. Now I guess that looks nice. The next thing I need to do, I need to go to black and white. And remember, this black and white, we're doing it specifically for our right side model or our melanin model. So what I need to do, I change the blending mode right here to multiply. And then, let's change it to multiply. And then let me reduce this to as low as possible. Something like that. But I need to remove it on some parts of the model. So make sure the foreground color is black, and then just let's remove it to some parts of the image, mostly on our right side model, our left side model, because we want the melanin to be on the right side model. We also don't want it on the background. Now that's looking nice. Now that looks nice. The next thing I need to do, let's reduce the opacity slightly. Awesome. The next thing I need to do, I go to photo filter, and then select photo filter, and then I'll select this photo filter 82, and then this is what I need to do. Just reduce the density to something like let's say that, and that's very nice. Now the next thing I need to do, I need to whiten the eyes and the teeth, but we can see we don't see the teeth in this photo. So what we need to do, we need to whiten the eyes. So zoom in your image. then just foreground color white, and just brush on the eyes like that. Like that. And that's all, guys. That's all for today's tutorial. You can see we have edited this photo from this. This is the original photo. Let me just show you. This is the original photo before we did anything on the image, and this after we have done frequency separation, color grading, and dodge and burn. Guys, if you like this tutorial, don't forget to if you like this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you share to your friends, share to any upcoming photographer, to any photographer wants to learn, and see you in the next video.